Over 20 years ago, I got taken into the foster care system, and I celebrate that every single day because it is one of the most life-changing things that has ever happened to me. I remember I was 7 years old when I got taken into the care system, and the social work, they did this really weird thing where they came in and they took me away from my parents, and in order to kind of soften the blow, they handed me a free cinema ticket. Which is ideal, isn't it? Handing a 7-year-old foster child free cinema tickets for movies we can only go see that literally require parental guidance. You want to know what the funniest thing about that was? The only film that I could go see at the time was Home Alone. What a movie. Now, after I had witnessed Macaulay Culkin put on an absolute masterclass, I got shipped off to two of the greatest human beings I could ever have hoped for, and I have the real privilege and honour to be able to call them mum and dad. Now, my mum and dad, they sadly couldn't have kids, but they didn't want to mess about and waste any time, so what they decided to do was foster and adopt as many kids as they possibly could have, and all their purpose was to gift us nothing but a home. And my dad, he did it up until the day he passed away. Now, being the unbelievable man that he is, he left me a bit of a gift because I'm a stand-up comedian and he passed away in quite a significant date. He passed away on March the 14th. Now, for anyone kind of pretending they don't know the significance of that date is in fact International Steak and Blowjob Day. It's a real day. You want to know the maddest thing about that is? To this day, the doctors have no idea how my dad passed, but I have a few theories because I have tried my mum's steak. I'm never trying that blowjob. Ever. I do, man. I miss my dad so much. When my dad passed away, it brought me a lot of depression. Like 2 years ago, I had a failed suicide attempt. I remember I grabbed the tightest belt I could find and I walked to the bottom of my street. Now, I didn't run because, if I'm being honest, I wasn't that particularly excited to do it. And I headed to the woods and I looked around for the tallest tree I could possibly find. So for me, that's just about there. And I climbed up my Mount Everest. And when I got to the top, I wrapped the belt around me and I wrapped it around the tree. And I just let myself hang there for 30 seconds. And then fortunately, the branch snapped. Now, it took me a long time to say those words, fortunate. Right? And that's because I regretted actually it snapping. But I managed to get to saying the words fortunate, and that's because I go to therapy, man. I can't urge this enough. Therapy genuinely changed my life. I'm only standing here in front of you because of it. But therapy almost didn't change my life, and that's because I got sent to the NHS. And when I went to the NHS, the woman slid across the desk a CD, and she said to me, "If you listen to this, it will cure your depression." To which I responded with, "Yeah, that would be ideal if I was fucking depressed in 2003. Do you not have Spotify?" That's what I really can't wait to do tonight, guys. Get all tucked up onto bed listening to Now That's What I Call Depression. But thankfully, man, I got sent to a place called Chrissy's House, man, and it's basically like a place for people in crisis, and it genuinely changed my life, man. I got to meet this amazing therapist, and I love her to bits. She's the man, right? And she taught me so much about myself. Like, I learned that I have the potential to be an alcoholic. The key word in that's potential, isn't it? That's usually used as quite a positive thing. Like something a mother could be proud of. Like an athlete, perhaps. Oh, here is my son. He has the potential to be an athlete. The potential to generate millions for this family and change our lives. What does my mum have to be proud of me with being a potential alcoholic? Oh, here is my son. He might ruin Christmas. And I did. Of course I did. There's bits in therapy, right, but your brain, it just refuses you to, like, get access to it, right? Like me, I'm quite a numb person, right, and I chase feelings, and my brain just won't allow me to go to it, right? So there's bits in therapy where my therapist and I were discussing, and she said, well, why don't you try some alternative methods to access this? Like, why don't you try weed? Now, because I am not a filthy criminal, I went over to America to try this weed. Because I thought it would be a good idea to pop an edible, go to a nightclub and have a panic attack. There's like a difference when you go to a nightclub and you're drinking and when you're taking edibles. Because ladies, I do not envy you, because when men are coming up to you and they're drunk, they're just trying to get jiggy with it. I have neither got jiggy nor with it. And that's because I'm so high in these nightclubs, I'm just trying to find the thickest chick to see if she has any snacks. Like, genuinely, any woman could pull me by just telling me what she had in her fridge. And it's mad, like, you women, you've got these really subtle ways of, like, asking guys to come back to your house. I was in this one nightclub and this woman approached me and she said, do you want to come back to mine for a cup of tea? And because it was so high, I went, will there be biscuits? But I tell you, there was one thing that I learned when I was over in America, and that's that God isn't real. And it has nothing to do with the fact I've spent over 20 years in the foster care system, or that I've had a failed suicide attempt, but it's because I'm 5'6", and I'm obsessed with basketball. I'm obsessed. I'm fully aware that I am short, orange, and round. I have more in common with the actual basketball. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Sean Chalmers. Thank you so fucking much. Much love.